And welcome back to part 13 of Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, look, plot!
13 parts in.
It's about time. But if it gives you 13 of 16, we're very close to the end of this game, so we get to see some new characters show up, which is really weird to consider how far away into the game, but oddly enough, we have sort of heard this person before. If you remember, we saw a gentleman in basically that mask this gentleman is wearing right there at the beginning of the game, explaining the plot. What is he doing riding towards the temple exactly? We don't know for sure. I'm sure it's for something good. Maybe candy, maybe a party. Funny thing is, he's making it a lot faster than I am. I walked there, he ran. There's something very terrifying about being surrounded by so many shadow people. One was weird, but now when there's like 12 of them, that's ridiculous. Now, what I love about this Colossus, it's the biggest Colossus in the game. And one of the coolest ones to look at. What I don't like about it, it's the time attack killer. It's the one that everyone has a hard time with whenever they do time attack. And also, you'll see why. This guy is really hard to attack. But he looks awesome regardless. I love him. But I'll just say at the end of this particular playthrough, I hate him. He doesn't deserve it, though. I was just getting really pissed off. This is the first time you'll see an edit cut in this game, because I don't know if you want to watch me fail for 45 minutes.
Is that how long it took?
No, initial took about half an hour, but it felt like 45 minutes. See, what I want to take an opportunity at this point was to really take a look at Wander himself. 13 in, he's not looking too great. Rather pale. Oh, hey, where'd you come from?
More color difference. The horse is black and you are completely white.
And now he's dead! Oh, no. We've also proven the horse is indestructible. I do think that you can hear those Colossus like attack him. He's just like, I don't care. Just snaps his hooves. I love when head flinches. Now, we've actually been to this area before where the Colossus is. Well, we at least walked past it. We didn't really have a good opportunity to look at it a bunch, but it's one of the cooler looking environments. So we're on our way.
You're walking right up to a ridge again, aren't you?
No, not this time. Ridges do have a way of just randomly showing up. It's almost like this place has been hit by like a bunch of earthquakes or something. Maybe that was the catastrophe that finally killed all the people here. That's probably Colossus that ate him.
Oh god. I just had the thought, if that last one we fought did try to eat someone, one was just so big it cracked its skull open.
It was eating people, then found a jawbreaker. Oh, look at this!
It was missing teeth, too.
Because it was the stupidest looking one. I'm only assuming this area is probably one of the areas where you can get a fruit or a lizard. I'm not going there for that. I simply got lost. So keep your pants on, gentlemen. I'm just trying to win a horse contest, clearly. Run rings around the tree.
Horse looked pretty happy.
He did. Yay, nature, where I don't have to kill something. I like to look at the temple from afar, because it looks more like than just a temple. It goes up really high, and there's all these different kind of intricate buildings that go higher up still. And now you can see I've killed a lot of Colossus, so there's a lot of those bright lights in the sky.
Basically, you're making Earth implode.
Pretty much. Guess where we get to go again? It's our favorite area of the forest.
I bet Aggro's excited.
You'll see how excited he is. See? Very excited. In the forest, yeah. Now, you might be wondering why I complain so much about these forests. It's because the terrain's awful, and for the control of the horse, all these little trees are a pain in the ass. Luckily, this time I won't make the same mistake twice. I remember where the path was.
Well, Yada, there's video proof now.
Exactly. Well, I at least want to show you one of him doing his ridiculous jump off a cliff for no reason. You should have done one of those slow-mos where it zoomed in both of your faces and you're like, oh! I love an artist rendering of just aggro and wander in midair.
Wind blowing through their gums.
While the horse is actually riding on one of those those Da Vinci. Oh, look, a cliff. Oh, not that time. So look, this area we have been before. It's more of a desert field, but we need to go towards that temple to trigger the Colossus event. As I said, this guy is by far the biggest. There's no mistaking it. There's no real comparison. This guy is the biggest.
Would you have been able to trigger him if you came here before?
No, actually. From all intents and purposes, I think they're individually triggered just by Dorman almost awakening them. That's what I assume, at least by them popping up this way. But this is the next one. A big air dragon thing.
Twin mold.
Yes, and he's very cool looking, and biggest thing about him, probably the most peaceful of all the Colossus in the game. But also, he will be mine.
Spirited away.
Never-ending story.
I was just about to say.
So the trick to this is, we need to get him closer to the ground to get on him, because he won't go down on his own. So, best bet's to ride on aggro and shoot those big floaty sack things that are holding him in the air. I get him in pretty quick order here, but you want to shoot all three, the one at the front of the head, and the middle of them, in the back. This won't completely knock him out of the air, but this will definitely get him low enough to where I'll have a chance to get on him. And there's some aggro chips for you.
I am tone and firm.
Do you like it, ladies? So the new music trigger's telling me that I'm probably doing something right here.
And he's flying right into a wall.
And I win. So this area can be rather difficult from the sense that he's very fast. I have to full ride aggro to get close to him. And if you notice, there's big ridges right there on his big front fins. That's where we're aiming for. But when it's that whole trick of trying to jump on a moving train. Not the easiest thing to do, because it still has momentum. Also, he leaves a big trail of dust behind him. And aggro, for some reason, ran like 30 yards away.
I'm invincible, I'm not stupid.
I don't see why there's a mix-up with that. If you're invincible, you can take it. Oh god, I might be invincible, but I'm still allergic to dust. But what I'm trying to do at this sense is to ride up in a good enough speed on him to jump onto his ridges there. Your best friend for this battle is definitely going to be the Colossus lock button, which in this case would end up being the left trigger, which if you hold will just keep you right camera locked onto the Colossus himself. It also makes it sometimes hard to see where you're going, but at the very least you can still keep an eye on them and try to line up well.
Yeah, we can see the deflated sacks there.
Kind of disturbing. Now, as I mentioned, these Colossus sometimes feel like they have some sort of purpose. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of one like this would be. Maybe, as I mentioned, maybe a transportation or maybe some kind of amusement sort of thing. It's very peaceful. It doesn't do much other than fly. But there's quite a few attempts. This is the controller being weird.
Whoa!
I bounced for a little bit. You guys can think of me ahead of time for okaying the ability to fast forward through a lot of those situations where I miss that, because I do that a lot. Thorn can vouch for that.
Mm-hmm.
There's one towards the end where I just get pissed and I just do it the first time, just like, fuck it. Land it perfectly.
This is the first video capture he sent me that was over a gig.
Yep. This time we managed to actually get onto the little ridges here. Now, ironically, when we finally get on him and get high enough, his little sacks will start to inflate again, so he'll be airborne. There he goes. Now, you might feel comfortable because he's straightening his ridge, but this is also a part you could easily fall off. Mainly because those little ridges move around quite a bit. Now, he has 3 stabbing points, each of which are underneath these little flaps. I assume the flaps are used for maneuverability and being able to maintain control. It only takes a few stabs in those areas to really take him down. The big issue with this guy is that they're very... As I said, he's huge, so these little stab spots are pretty far apart. His space he'd run on is very thin, and he starts doing this too. Extreme! And there's also this big issue that you only have a limited amount of time to stab this before we have to start this all over again. And this happens with anyone. No matter what I'm going to say, you're not going to... I can tell anyone. Maybe someone will try to dispute this, but it's not possible. He'll do this at some point. He closes his weaknesses up. That means we gotta start all over again.
An LPR's favorite.
Yo, yeah. He just dives right back into the sand, and... Ow. That was a painful landing.
I can breathe through the sand, it's okay.
This doesn't hurt yet, my whole body hurt. Oh, go God, there he is. Oh, now his courage comes back.
I'm ready to take this bitch on.
I made a spear.
I get on your back, I'll take the sacks down.
I'd imagine you just fall over and he just jumps right on him and kills him. Guess he didn't need me, I suppose. So I'm actually using the camera lock on him right now, despite the fact that he's underground. Because I honestly don't want to have to deal with chasing him down again, shooting his little air sack things, so... Trying to catch him early on is the best point to where you can shoot him, because later in the game he starts zigzagging and dodging you a bit more. It's a little harder to get these balloon sacks early on, so... This is the best point. He's not moving around much. See, I thought that was a pretty good shot.
I do think it would have been cool, like, since you can't summon him, if you did come over here, you'd at least be able to hear him underground.
Hear some kind of sound, or maybe some kind of fin.
Or at least a low rumbling.
I like how this little transition music calmness is just like, I just got airborne, come on. See, I was all confident, like, yeah, I got this. Cliff! See, that's the problem when you do the camera lock. You can't see where you're going necessarily. And aggro stops on a dime when he's anywhere near anything that's not flat.
Otherwise, he jumps over it.
Oh yeah, Wander has the balance issue. Aggro just has the whole... Everything that's not flat freaks him out.
Maybe that's why he doesn't have courage. He just has really weird phobias.
Maybe.
Grip shit.
Nope.
Grip shit.
I just mean the way he falls is just so goofy looking. Whoa! So the trick that I figure out later in this part, because sometimes you just kind of forget the best tactics to handle this, is that you want to be as close to those little ridges as much as possible. But here's the see, little rock, stop me. The hard part about him at this point is that rock. They designed a Colossus to basically learn from its mistakes, so it starts doing more of these zigzag movements now to make it a little harder for me to line up. And dust, that doesn't help. I can't see where I'm going.
My dad was killed by a rock. Yeah, sounds like a joke, but it's not funny, is it?
It's hilarious. I just wish you could just ride the horse up here. See, and this is one little thing that kind of starts freaking out. I can't seem to... You gotta be careful, though. When you start doing this hop things, you'll have sometimes a bad habit of hopping off the end. Or just falling off. Like that.
Yay, ow.
Guess what we get to do again. Oh god! He was apparently in mid-battle with him. I was not aware. So you wonder why this thing's the time attack killer. Well. Yep. Where was he going? He's like on the opposite side of the desert. I don't know. 13 Let's Plays and aggro is still my favorite.
Yeah.
Just doing his own thing.
Damn.
Ow.
That would have been cool.
Oh, look.
Oh, yes! Oh.
That's what it psychs me out. I was like, I almost got all. Where's aggro? Why is he all the way over there? I'm actually irritated by this one. Like, come on, dude. He does that a lot. He could have caught up. I could have caught up with him easily if he wasn't, I don't know, 50 yards away.
And just kind of looking at you.
I don't want to do this again.
Why do you keep whistling at me? You never explained this to me, Wander.
I have a name.
Aggro! Yeah, that's it.
Aggro. See, at this point, if you notice, he's starting to go more of a zigzag motion. This not only is annoying because he blocks your line of vision with the dust, but it's really hard to line up with his little fins. And rocks. Don't forget rocks.
Daddy!
You never loved me.
This is really confusing.
I like its face, though. It comes off kind of insectoid a bit. Like a stick bug or something. See? Take two.
Will Wander make it this time? Yay!
No. Even trips me from behind. Take three. Now he gives me a swirly. Take three. He's starting to get irritated. See, he's just off on his own playing in the dust. So I was getting really pissed off at him.
I have learned to accept the dust.
Look, this makes you feel better.
I'm the only one who understands you, Wander.
Take 4 or 5. I've lost it. See, I'm just gonna decide to become a human flag.
It looks like you're trying to chop the wing off.
You won't fly anymore like this. That's a glitch. That was really weird.
You must have been freaking out when that was happening.
I was just sitting there going like, no way, I gotta do some mid-air jumping jacks.
This is gonna be great for my arms.
Which apparently are like steel anyway. So because we already established his first point, we're all good on that. Now we just gotta go to the other parts. This just gives you a chance to see how big this dude is. He is pretty damn long.
I can't remember, did the sea serpent have those kind of flaps too?
He did not. He had the tail at the end look kind of like that, but he didn't have the back flaps. So I think the back flaps are more kind of like the same thing you'd have as like on a plane for its tail. Gives a little bit more of the maneuverability. I think it also keeps the sustained air below it to lift it up, but I don't know. I think there is some kind of physical explanation for that. See, I'm getting really irritated at this point because I'm wasting time doing backflips apparently. I know at this point that I'm probably not going to make it to stab the third one, but I'm going to still... Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Yay, I did it! Oh.
Yeah, I did. Ah!
This feels safe, no. Now, I think it'd be literally impossible for something as big as this to be able to fly, but... Especially with the size of its wings, I don't see it possible, but... Maybe the inflammations, or at least the air sacs, make it possible. They just shoved me out. Out of here, dork.
Squeezed you out like a zit.
See, I'm just waiting for my inevitable have to start over thing. And I thought he was a lot lower to the ground, so I thought I would just jump off. It's pretty high up still. Ow.
What? That was aggro. I thought that was your shadow.
That was really stupid. You should have waited till he got to the ground.
Oh. Just a little lower. Lower.
You have muscles like a girl.
You already saw my chest, you know it's rock hard.
So I'm just yelling at him now. I'm so irritated because it's like so long in. And I'm like, yes, I get back on. Not for long. He shows up again.
Look, I'm actually here when you want me now.
Whiner.
It still looks drunk though.
He always looks drunk. The long hair kind of gives that look, that long black hair, just like, whoa, sloshed. I think he's actually making the camera rumble. That was unusual. See, this time I didn't fall for that cliff. I knew what he was trying to do. See, I think it was this time where I was just like, screw it, gonna make it the first time. But also you gotta be careful, as I mentioned. If you end up leaping up, you have a habit of leaping slightly to the right. And you can easily just jump off that fin. Whoa, go a little too far.
I think I see an arrow.
Big question I'll ask anyone on the forum. Do you think it would be possible for the creature this size with this kind of build to possibly fly even with some kind of air sac-based system? I don't think it can. I imagine it'd have to have a lot larger wingspan. Or its body be much lighter. But anyway, after some gymnastics over there on the midsection... See, me just assuming this thing's really long, and also me misplaying count and being really frustrated, I just walked right by the spot I'm supposed to stab. See ya. I figured there was one more spot I had to get. Nope, that's the end of the tail. Oh crap. I feel it was gonna fall off again. I'm like, no, not again. I do like the music at this part, but I got kind of old listening to it over and over again when I got up here and falling off. It was just as like, triumph, triumph, what are you doing, Phelan? But finally I can do what I can to put this giant flying stick bug to rest. And I was so ready to take this thing down. It never attacked me. It never did anything wrong to me. It just avoided death too much. But oh wait, it does do one last act of true defiance. Beyond falling in a very dramatic, oh, my heart, oh. That's it. He's like, I was nice to you, but I'm gonna take you to the Shadow Realm now. Oh god, the Shadow Realm! What is going on? Ah! Okay, I don't know what happened there.
Wow. I completely missed that when I was editing this.
Totally pulled me into the Shadow Realm. I don't know what happened there. That was when I experienced that glitch, I'm like, yeah, I'm keeping that. But yeah, that one can be a really awesome experience if you have patience. If you don't have patience, nope. And after fighting that really tedious one, I didn't have any patience left when I fought that guy. But yeah, next one is going to be it's honestly, even though it's later in the game, they do change how the mechanic system works on how you fight these things. So look forward to some more fun adventures with the last 3 Colossus in the game.